Hello, welcome to today's live launch of Stopgap's new online dance channel here on YouTube, Home Practice. My name is Lucy. I'm from Stopgap Dance Company. I have dark curly hair, white skin, and a black and white dress on just for the occasion. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your energy and support. And please share this channel as much as you can with other dancers who are facing barriers, accessing good dance teaching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're doing anything today to do with this launch, please tag us in your social media. We've got a full day for you today. We've got live events to do with high energy, complex movement, as well as some time to rest and reflect, and maybe even pen a few things down in a journal. So Stopgap has always been a curious and progressive dance company, and we hope that our YouTube channel will be no different. I actually joined the company quite a long time ago, not as long as it's been running. It's actually been running 25 years. But when I auditioned, I really felt that I'd come home. I felt such a relief. The audition was led by Chris Pavia, one of the founding members of Stopgap Dance Company. He describes himself as unique, but actually the industry would describe him as a dancer with a learning disability. And he was leading the dance audition phrase, and he kept changing which foot he started on. Now, for me, as a dancer who'd grown up trying to be in shows and choruses, and whose teachers were always saying, Lucy, you only have 2 feet, just choose one. This was actually great to be doing an audition where somebody changed their mind. What Chris wanted was he wanted a surge forward, an explosive uplift, and a crash to the floor. And actually, what foot it went on, he didn't really care. And actually, that's one of the joys of home practice. Nobody's going to shout at you for going on the wrong foot or making the wrong shape. You making the same shape as us is actually not what we're after. What we want to do on home practice is enable you to make choices about what you learn, how you learn, and when you learn. Get used to dancing with yourself. Feel comfortable and ready to go back to the studio when you can and really own how you move. Home practice isn't going to imitate studio practice at all. We've devised it so that it can be done in a small space by yourself. It's there to sustain your dance practice and even push your dance practice. Really get your ambitions going for your dance practice. So let's talk a little bit about the journey of home practice. This week we are going to release Groundwork. It's a series of videos that are there to support you to get the best out of home practice. It's kind of a back to basics, a daily dance hygiene. We're going to look at the tools that Stopgap regularly use in their inclusive contemporary dance practice. Things like translation, improvisation, visualization, and how we remember and map movement material. Now, for some of you, that will be stuff that you do all the time, but actually, I really like to go back to that stuff and shake off those habits. But if you're a dancer who has less experience, this is the place that you should start. Then next week, we are going to release a series of videos called Seeds. The seed videos are going to keep growing because they're about the fundamentals of inclusive contemporary dance practice. And this is an ever-expanding universe. So we want to expand these videos each season in conversation with you. So we need your feedback and we want to hear about the things in contemporary dance practice you want unraveling. This season, we are going to look at touch, finding mobility, texture, and how we embody an image. Then, after that, what home practice is really about is our commitment to continue to release home practice sessions every Monday at 10 o'clock. One session every week, a 45-minute class that will have improvisation, tasks, maybe a phrase, exercises to teach you skill and to sustain your dance practice. Each session will be satisfying and hopefully just push you that little bit more, and will also involve a theme. And we're going to do that hopefully for the next 2 years. You can really come on a journey with Stopgap and our SG2 apprentices who are also following this program. And you can choose to go with us in the same order as us in those weekly sessions, or you can pick and choose what you want to do, because home practice is about enabling you to make choices. So I'm going to introduce Hannah, who's one of our dancers. She would have been dancing in frock this summer, but unfortunately, due to lockdown, Hannah had to shield and she had to work from home. So she developed some really good creative habits that she is now going to share with you. She's going to be in the top of my screen, and maybe I will be implementing some of her good habits ready for today's launch.
Hello, my name is Hannah and I'm from Stopgap Dance Company. I have blonde hair, blue eyes, and I love drinking coffee, as you can tell, with my keep calm and drink coffee mug. Always a good hot drink to have first thing in the morning to wake up your body to start work. As this is a home practice launch today, home practice had supported me to sustain my dancing and kept me calm. So, I'll get my coffee maker ready, and so I can enjoy sharing with you some top tips while drinking my coffee as well. Okay, so our top tip number one is to make sure you wear comfortable clothing to dance in. Top tip number two: if you're sharing a flat or a house like myself, please put up a sign on your door. This would help you to not have any disruptions closer to your room, and this will also help you and your housemates or your family to know that you don't want to be disturbed. Top tip number three: the coffee isn't a very good drink for the top tip. Not at all everyone's favourite drink to drink whilst dancing, but it's actually the opposite of that. Something much more, a bit more healthier and good for your body and healthier for your body is to drink lots of water. So always keep a water bottle close by at all times. If your teacher asks you to drink, please do so. Top tip number 4. This is really important. If your space is a bedroom or a lounge or a kitchen, you may have to move your furniture around. Yeah, so make sure your furniture, other essentials and cables are away from your dancing space. Top tip number 5. This is always so important. if you're including music in this, it's always so important to make sure your music is loud and clear, but also if you are having difficulty hearing your teacher, let them know. Top tip number 6. This is really important for all dancers. You know your body better than anyone else. Warm it up and cool it down. Top tip number 7. Now, this one is a very difficult one because we're always on our iPads, laptops and iPhones. But also, especially when you're working and dancing at home, you might find your teacher is on screen. Yeah? You may want to rest your eyes whenever you can. Don't actually fall asleep though. Yeah, don't do that. But you can rest your eyes when you can, like in a coffee breaks or lunch breaks. But when you're dancing and in your studio space, try not to look at the screen for such a long time. Yeah, it's not good for your eyes at all. Yeah. So, and lastly, top tip number 8. So, it always helped me to make sure you create a plan or a schedule of the day. This really helped me know what time I start work and what time I would finish work. So yes, so they're my top tips. I hope these top tips would help you to become successful working from home. And yeah, so thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. That was really useful. So hopefully you're all ready for today's launch, a live launch day full of stuff that you can dip in and out of, which will hopefully give you an insight into what home practice has in store for you over the next couple of years. So it's just left for me to say that home practice is all about opening doors to different experiences that we've had as dancers that we want to share with you. We want to enable you to make decisions about how you learn, what you learn and when you learn. If dancing for you is better at 7 o'clock in the evening, then you can do that, and that's great. We're going to be referencing lots of videos, articles and other practitioners that make up this vast, ever-expanding universe of contemporary dance. But what's really special for me is that it starts here, in a place of inclusion. It's not something that we are going to layer on. So we really need your feedback about access, about translation, about things that you want to investigate in inclusive contemporary dance. So please subscribe to the channel, comment in the comment box below, or email admin@stopgapdance.com, especially if you'd like to be part of some monthly webinars that we're going to do to really dig a little bit deeper into inclusive contemporary dance practice. So I'm going to hand you over to Nadan, who's going to be leading a high energy warm-up, probably to some music that he's composed himself because he is phenomenal. And that will be in about 10 minutes time. And just to say, this is a warm invitation for you to join us on our journey of home practice. And thank you ever so much for joining us today. And hopefully I'll see some of your posts shared in our social media. Lots of love. Thanks very much. Signing off. Bye bye.